Ulster pick up a big win in Cardiff. My name's Mark. Let's talk rugby. Before kick-off, we have a minute's silence for Charlie Faulkner, who passed away last month. In terms of the Ulster team, then, there's a lot of changes from the team that won in Durban. I think only 5 players were backing up for this one. Doak and Burns, new half-back partnership starting this. Ulster, they go through the phases at the start. They're stretching the defence, going from one touchline to the other. Then Stuart Moore goes through a gap to score. Doak converts that one, and we're at 7-0. Cardiff, though, they respond well at this point. Ulster seem to be comfortable in defence. Cardiff were on attack, but Ulster seem to be holding them out. Then Ray Lilo, he's on his 150th appearance for Cardiff. He draws 2 defenders and offloads Lane, who scores in the corner. The conversion's missed. We're at 7-5. There's a really high tempo in the game. Both teams are looking to run the ball. It's pretty exciting at the start. Cardiff scrum seems to be on top early on. Ulster front row seem to be a bit kind of miffed about something that's going on in there. But hey, if front row is conceding penalties, when are they not miffed? From there, then Ulster, they jump across the line at the line out. It's a penalty to Cardiff. They go for the post. Evans is successful from the tee, and it's 8-7 Cardiff lead. Ulster then come back in the attack. They play a nice little loop play. Offload from Moore, finds Stockdale. He chips over and gathers to score in the corner. So that was his first try in 2 years, and it was a bit reminiscent of the one that he scored against New Zealand for Ireland. Doak converts from out on the touchline. Really good kicking from him from the tee. This one, 14-8. We then have a few minutes of pretty poor play for both teams, like kicking out on the full, stupid passes, that kind of stuff, knock-ons. Then Ulster come forward again. Tamanga Allen, really strong carry from him. Then Doak snipes through a gap to score. Not really great defence from Cardiff there, honestly. He converts his own try, 21-8 to Ulster, and they really are starting to take control at this stage. Cardiff lose Lloyd Williams to injury. Ellis Bevan comes on to replace him. Ulster scrum was struggling earlier on, but then they put in a really big scrum and they demolish the Cardiff scrum. Just cheers and backslaps all around. And from then on, the scrum was kind of a little bit back and forth between them. They go up the line from the penalty, tack off the line out. Harris does well for Cardiff. He kind of covers the chip over, calls the mark from there. That allows Cardiff to clear, but right now it's kind of one-way traffic. Ulster just coming at Cardiff all the time. They come back into the 22, win a penalty for no clear release from Cardiff, go to the corner from the penalty. Cardiff collapse them all. Penalty to Ulster, go back into the corner, but Cardiff this time halt them all legally, and we have a mix-up between Herring and Doak. Basically, Doak was telling Herring, get the ball out. So he throws the pass to Doak, but it kind of goes over him and out to Stockdale, who gets tackled into touch. Very poor execution, probably needed more patience there. Ulster, they come back again, and kind of feeling like it's too easy for them to get into the Cardiff 22 at this stage. They kick another penalty into the corner. Again, Cardiff defend them all well. Doak, he's a little bit slow getting the ball out from the back of the maul. Cardiff are able to get over the ball. They win the penalty, and that's half time, 21-8. As I said, Cardiff started well, but we didn't really see much of them on attack in the second quarter. Ulster, they look good, really good control, but they should have scored a bonus point try before half time. And I'm thinking at that stage, hopefully they don't regret it. And it's the kind of thing with Ulster that maybe not in this game, but later on in the season when we get to knockout stages, it's the kind of situations where they need to learn to convert those scores. We could, in a big game like a quarterfinal, semi-final, final, where every score counts, they need to be able to take those chances. Back in then to the second half, we have Evans puts a little kick through, almost gets Cardiff away, but it's actually picked up by Moore. He counters. Then Billy Byrne goes on a nice mazy run and gets within 5 meters. Like, it was a great break from Burns. They recycle the ball, but then they go off their feet. It's a penalty to Cardiff. They're able to clear. Also then turn Cardiff over from the maul at the resulting line out. Also come forward. There's some strong carries from the likes of Ray, Timothy, Treadwell. Most of the Ulster pack were really good on the carries this evening. Backs as well, kind of linking up well. They almost get in, but the final pass goes to ground. I think it was like an attempted offload that goes forward. But they come again. We see some nice soft hands from Tom McCann. Get back into the 22. It's recycled, and Burns grounds on the line for the bonus point try. Cardiff player did get his hand kind of under the ball initially, but Burns was able to force it down and ground it. Doak converts that one as 28-8. And yeah, Ulster at this stage are just in complete control. They then win a penalty at a maul, set up another one, and Cardiff just can't halt them. Tom Stewart, he's at the back, and he scores the try. Doak converts that one from the sideline as 35-8. Cardiff then finally produced something in the second half. Evans, nice pass, puts Ray Lilo down the left wing. He offloads out the back of his hands to Lane, who goes over to score. The conversion's missed. We're at 35-13. We then have a break for some treatment for Ray Lilo. He unfortunately, like a 150th appearance, has to hobble off injured. Hopefully he's not out for too long. But just looking around at the players while they're waiting for him to be treated, all the Cardiff players, hands on knees, you just look out on their feet. But they then do kind of have a bit of a second wind after this break. So they get their third try. It's a bit of a breakaway from them, and then Summerhill shows really good pace to finish it off. It's converted from out wide. We're at 35-20, and Ulster then they tag on another try from the maul. Cardiff again, they're struggling to contain it. Stewart breaks off the back of this one to score. It's converted for 42-20. Tom Stewart, like, he's Ulster's top try scorer this season. Like, Ulster, when they get that maul going, it really is a weapon, and has the knack, to be there. And like, a lot of hookers obviously score maul tries from the back of mauls, but he just has that knack to. He's getting better at, I think, knowing when to break off and where to go and that kind of thing, and make sure that he has support. Final score then is 42-20. Cardiff did have a chance from a penalty to try and set up a chance for bonus point try, but Ray managed to nick the line out for Ulster, and they cleared. Let's have a look then at some of the stats from the game. So attack, 3 tries to 6. Cardiff missing out on that bonus point try. It was the only chance they really had to get a point once Ulster got so far ahead. Possession was 37% to 63. Clean breaks, 6 for Cardiff, 5 for Ulster. I felt, though, that Ulster's clean breaks had more of an impact on the final score of the game. Like, Cardiff sometimes had a clean break but still couldn't finish it off. Defenders beaten 14 for Cardiff, 23 for Ulster. Like, a lot of the backs looked really good. Like, I didn't even mention Lowry at fullback. Like, he's looking a bit lively as well back there. Offloads 11 for Cardiff, 5 for Ulster. I think Lilo was one of the main proponents of that. Like, he did really well getting his hands free on a couple of occasions to set up tries, and a few other times as well to kind of get half breaks and stuff like that. On to defence then. Territory, 33% for Cardiff, 67% for Ulster. So, Ulster dominated possession and territory. There was that worry, at least for me, towards the end of the first half, that they weren't converting, but in the second half they were able to correct that. They kind of slackened off towards the end, let Cardiff come back into it, but generally they did pretty well. But still, you'd like to see them tighten up on that for the big games towards the end of the season. Tackles, 189 for Cardiff, 101 for Ulster. Missed tackles, 23 to 14. Tackle success, 89% each. That's fairly average for the URC, kind of average towards the high end, actually. Turnovers then, 5 for Cardiff, 4 for Ulster. And then kicking, 2 successful kicks for Cardiff, 6 for Ulster. As I said, Doug had a really good game with the boot, and not just that, like, he directing around as well, did fairly well. Penalties, 7 from Cardiff, 9 from Ulster. A few of those Ulster ones were kind of earlier on in the scrum when they maybe weren't tuning in properly to the referee's interpretation there. In terms of then where this leaves the team, so Cardiff, they only really played in patches, and a lot of it was, apart from like at the start when they felt like they had a chance, towards the end it was kind of when Ulster backed off a little bit that they played some rugby. They could have taken a step closer to Heineken Cup qualification this weekend with all of the other Welsh regions losing, but they just couldn't respond once Ulster found a rhythm. For Ulster, it's a big win as they attempt to hunt down the Stormers for that second place.